This is possibly semi-serious. My son has been having trouble with bullies at school. Has that ever happened to anybody in the room here? And do you have some strategies for dealing with it?
Yes and no. I was never able to develop an adequate defense.
My strategy was be large.
Yeah,
It worked quite well.
yeah, that's a solid strategy.
I survived bullies long enough to have nightmares for years after I left school. That's probably not encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. There's the wonderful scene in Freaks and Geeks where the nerds get they're being picked on by some jocks or something, and they run away and they hide in like the AV office, and there's the AV teacher or the some science teacher or something who's in there, and he's talking to them. And he's like, the graph of their life it's going along, and right now for them it's just going up. Things are getting better for them. It's like, oh, this is great. I'm bigger and stronger than all these kids and all this stuff. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not going to get that scholarship. Oh, I hurt myself and I can't do. The idea that for a bully, that high school or elementary school is the greatest time in their life.
They peak early.
Yeah.
Is so sad.
They peak early and fall hard.
Yeah. Whereas the person being bullied, the reason why you're getting bullied, reason why you're getting bullied is because you're a cool and interesting and probably weird person, and later on in life, that's actually what's good to be.
Well,
That's the people who are slightly different actually have to develop a personality and have interesting things that they want to talk about, and that's what actually is better. That's what will get you farther later in life.
Well, like there's have you ever seen Almost Famous?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that great pep talk that Philip Seymour Hoffman gives Cameron Crowe's character about, what does he say?
Uncool.
Yeah, we were profoundly uncool. The only thing of any value in this world, the only thing of any value in this bankrupt world are the things we share when people think we're uncool. Or, how does it go?
But obviously, like for me, I had some bully stuff in school, but of course for me, especially, the stuff that I was bullied for, all this geeky stuff, video games, or not video games, but being too into whatever, video games or Star Trek or sci-fi or any of that stuff, being passionate about that, which is something that is considered to be, worthy of derision in high school. That's literally how I make my living now. If I hadn't spent all that time doing weird things in high school, watching TV, playing video games, all that stuff, there's no way we would have started Loading Ready Run. I wouldn't have met Graham. It's all part of that stuff.
It's
Yeah,
true.
we were very close.
Yeah, the only true currency in this bankrupt world is what you share with someone when you're uncool.
Yeah.
But, yep, that's how it goes. Unfortunately, while it actually happens, there's no way to get around the fact that it sucks. At the actual time, it sucks. But it's an experience that you got to get. You'll have to get through it, and hopefully, you can use that experience to have interesting things later on in life.
I guess the strategy is to remember it's not your entire world, right? It's the experience of being bullied is limited to a very, very short part of your life that doesn't have a lot of power outside of the walls of the school you're in.
I felt like, especially later on in high school, it helps if you can kind of give off without actually. You don't actually obviously want to be like a bully yourself to counter the bullies, but if you can give off an air of like, you know, maybe I think it probably helped me that there maybe give off a feeling that maybe maybe you'll just like snap and punch somebody in the face if people pushed you too far.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, it gets better, but it doesn't just get better on its own. You make it better, right? Inch by inch. But
Also, find some other people who
yeah,
have mutual interests and hang out with them
yeah.
and form your own counter group.
Yeah, also, yeah, there's no such thing as tattling. Get help. You're allowed to have help. You're allowed to have friends.
I remember my thing in high school was, or in school was not like tattling on stuff. I just the kind of person I am. I tend to be kind of focused on stuff. And hey,
Yes.
push start.
Hey.
Push start.
You got time. You got time. Just don't let the timer run down.
Okay, I push start.
Yeah, it takes a second.